So I do think people can make changes in their behavior without insight. But it's always a struggle, and the second they take their eye off the ball, it goes back. But it works just well enough that we think if we only tried harder, it would really work. If only we were better at it, it would really work. So we misunderstand the problem is not in us, it's in the tool we're trying to use to do the job. We think willpower is a good tool for creating personal change. Willpower is a shit tool for creating personal change. It's like the burst, the hot burst of a rocket. It can get you going on something, but it's not sustainable. It's not designed to sustain you. And so insight, a new sight, a new thought, a new seeing, is what makes change effortless. It's what makes change inevitable. It's why we kind of know we're one good nap away from a different experience, or whatever that is for us. Now, what insight isn't is an explanation. So Jack mentioned Freudians. Well, in Freudian, they use the word insight, and in other therapies, they use the word insight, but they're usually referring to an explanation. Oh, it's my mother. Now I get it. Oh, it's your fault. This makes so much sense. Right? That's not what we mean by insight. We're pointing to something that is a natural capacity of the mind for fresh new thinking to create a fresh new view of life. There's a quote that I'm going to butcher, but we can look it up later and find out how off I was. I actually used it as the front quote for Supercoach, and I can't remember it now. But it's a Marcel Proust quote that the first part is a bit I don't remember. Something like the secret of life is not seeing new things, but seeing with new eyes. That's insight. It's not going out and looking for something better. It's looking afresh. It's looking anew and seeing a new world. It's the difference between, this was a metaphor that came up in a session once, that trying to get better at running the maze and seeing that the maze is made up. It's just a different thing. And we are conditioned, we're trained, we're pointed again and again and again towards getting better at running the maze. So normally, if you went on something on problem solving or on, getting somewhere in life, it would be about how do you get through these very real problems better? Or if it was on change, it would be how do you develop the will to change, the habit? How do you overcome the habits that hold you back from change? There's a million workshops like that. There's a million books like that. In a way, what makes this so powerful is that we're just looking in a completely different direction. Like Jack says, we don't control insight. But if you know that that's the only thing that's going to do it, then there's really no point in looking anywhere else. There's really no point in struggling with other methodologies. There's really no value in working harder at something that fundamentally doesn't work. And so anything that we can see today, or any day, about insight is going to serve us in every part of our lives. And that's why I'm genuinely just really excited about today, because I can't think of a more useful conversation to be in than a conversation about the secret ingredient to effortless change.